So what we are going to do today in today's Power BI session, we are starting the domain 2. Okay. So in this domain, we have to model the data. Okay. The few things that are left in domain 1, we will cover those things in our project. Okay. So let's have the concept of domain 2, that is model the data. Small things we are covering all together. So let's see what is in this particular model the data part. And as I told you in initial sessions also, that Microsoft divided the curriculum in 4 domains. Okay, all have equal weighting, right? So this is also of 25 to 30% weightage in the exam. And I divided into 3 to 4 different categories. That is 2.1, that is design and implement a data model. Okay, in model the data, this is our first module also, or sub module, that is 2.1. Let's see what is inside this module and what we are going to do today. So this is the thing that we are going to do today. Design and implement a data model. We are going to look into configure table and column properties. Okay, this is the first one, that we need to understand what are the different properties of table and what are the different properties of a column, and how you can configure those properties, like data type, what are the unique things are there, how many duplicates are there. So those kind of things you will get into it. Okay, and how to configure it. Okay, all together those things will be there inside it, right? Then the second thing is that we have implement role playing dimensions. This is related to the relationship part. Okay, so major things in designing and implementation today will be related to the relationships that we have seen in previous sessions also. But again, a new feature, or you can say a new thing that we need to implement with these relationships. There are multiple functions related to the relationship, so we need to understand that. Okay, so this time that is a role playing dimension. Okay, then again another thing with the relationships is its cardinality and the cross filter directions. These are the two different features in relationship that we need to understand. Cardinalities is many to one, many to many, one to many, many to many. Those kind of things that we already seen in the last sessions also. Cross filters, it means single and both. One way or double way, or bidirectional or unidirectional. That kind of thing will be there, right? Then a very interesting thing in designing and implementation is to create a common data table. To create a common date table, sorry, not data table. So to create a common date table, I will show you and I will introduce you, okay, to the DAX functions also to create this date table, and what is the importance to creating this kind of common date table. Okay, then finally we have the implement row level security rules. Okay, so what are the different row levels, or the different levels you can say of security that you can assign to someone. Okay, that kind of things we will look into it, right? So this is related to the online platform that later on, after completing this module, those who are interested to continue with the sessions, I will take the concerns from you and I will give you a work ID of Microsoft so that you can log in into it and you can go to the online platform also. Okay, so let's get into it and see one by one the different parts of it, right? So the very first thing, configure table and column properties. Okay, for today's session, I already uploaded a data in your shared folder. Okay, you can download the data from that shared folder. Let me share the link again over in chat box, so all of you can download that data again. Okay, and let me show you that particular data where it is. Recorded sessions. This is the folder that I shared with you. Okay, so in this particular folder, you will find different recordings according to the date and the data set. Okay, when you will open it, you will find all the data that we already used, and I will share GitHub ID also in the group, WhatsApp group, where you will find the all the information about it, all the data also available there, and whatever we are doing, all the sheets also will be there. So Power BI master data, this you have to download. Okay, these are all Excel files. This time we are importing the Excel files. Okay, so let's see, get into Power BI again. Okay, and we need to upload all these files, right? So let's upload it, and I will again explain you the difference between the star and the delta schema. So those confusions are also cleared with this data set. So one by one, let's upload these files. Okay. If you will upload the folder, then it will just upload the schema or the metadata of the file. Okay. So don't try to upload all the files together using the folder option. That is just to copy the metadata. Okay. So just go with one-to-one upload, right? If we have SQL there and this data is available over there, then directly you can connect from that particular also. Or one more thing you can do, you can copy all this data in a single Excel file in different tabs, so that you don't need to upload it one by one. Okay, let's import it, and you will see a data that containing different information about the orders, about the different categories, and the different products, different suppliers available with the company. So different invoices, different type of data, shippers. So a lot of informations are there in this particular data. Later on, we are just using this particular data for the analysis, right? And we will go through different type of visualizations, different type of dashboards, different type of things to extract from this data. Okay. You can just upload it, and by uploading these files as much time, you will also understand that yes, this is the method how to upload a data into your Power BI, right? This part is completely related to the mathematical calculations, transforming your data, manipulating your data, data connections, data relationships, all those kind of things that are needed to model your data. Okay, so visualizations are not there in this particular model. Okay, yes, so all our files are uploaded now. Okay, these are total 8 files that are over here. And let's check into this tab, second tab, that we have the data view. Let's see what is inside our data. So this kind of information, different information about the employee, order details, also their order ID, order detailed ID, order ID, product ID, and quantity. And we have the orders with us, order ID, customer ID, employee ID, order date, and shipper ID. So different combinations are there, as you can see. Different connections are also there, right? So let's see what is the model view of it. If we will move to the model view of it, we can easily see what is the relationship in between the different files here. Okay, so it is so complex now. So let's adjust it, arrange it in a proper way. Let's take the file, the orders in center. It will be more easy to identify that what are the data connected with each other, like this. This is just connected with this one. So this have these two connections. This is connected with this, and this is only connected over here. So we can put this one like this and put it here. This is only connected with this. Yes. Let it put on the center. Put it here like that. Right. Again, in the bottom, you can see fit to page option is there. So you can put it like this. Okay. More you can do. You can zoom it. So you can analyze the things more easily. Okay. Like this one. Let me adjust up to the maximum level. Okay. Now, what is basically star schema? Let me tell you once again. Star schema is like a connection of a master or a fact table. Okay. This one, first one, this orders table is your fact table right here. Okay. So this particular table will be treated as the fact table. Let me clear the drawing and make it again. This is your fact table, which is connected with multiple files. Okay. If this particular connection is not there, and yes, only this is the connection with the products table. So you can say if this particular connection is not there, this orders table is your fact table, and the other table that are connected with this is your dimension table. Okay, so this is the reason we say it a star schema. Okay, and basically if no other connections or no other fact tables are there, right, then we say it's a star schema. But this particular condition, you have multiple fact files, fact tables also in it. So you can't say this is a star schema, because as you can see, this particular table is connected with both of these tables. That's why it is a delta schema, where multiple tables connected with multiple fact files. Okay, so that's why the reason or the difference that you can observe easily among these two. Okay, so I hope the doubt in between these two are now clear. Fact table is the table which have the maximum information or maximum relationships with the other tables. Because as you can see in fact table here you have the only connection of this file with this one. This is only connected with this one, right? Vice versa, these are not connected internally. Okay, this table have connection with this one, but again this particular connection is not available, right? This is not available, this is not available. So you can say this is also one relation, right? So, and this is not the connection. All the other 4 tables available here don't have the internal connection with them. But the only table that have the connection or the relationship between all the other tables, which are solely works, individually works, okay? So that table which have maximum combinations or the relations is known as your fact table, okay? This is the fact. This is the table that shows you all fact about the other tables also. But the other tables just have the parameters with them. Yes, definitely. You can delete the relation. Okay, let me remove this one and show you that order product. Just if I will delete this one, select this particular line of relationship and click on delete and then say yes. You can delete it easily. It is working. Now you can see no relation in between these two, right? Let me make this one and say this is one star schema, right? And this is the another one. So 2 star schema are available in my data right now. Okay, so this is how the connections are there. Okay, now you got it. If the relation in between these two, let me select another one, these two are again created, then we will see, say it is a delta schema. Okay, and how you can create it manually, let me show you. Let me zoom it. Just drag and drop this product ID. Okay, this product ID and this product ID. These are the common thing in between these two tables. Okay, so what you can do now, just drag this product ID into this one. Okay, let me drag and drop on it. By default, it will create a relationship in between these two.
Sir, I have one question here.
Yes.
From the C, there is no relation between products table and order table, but
Right.
it is connected through order details. So if I query something, some products depending on order tables, will it show me results?
Definitely, Meher, it will show you because it is internally connected now. Okay.
Okay.
So the relations in between the orders and the order details is there, and order details and products is there. So you can use all these particular parameters now. Let me make it on screen. So what you can do, you can now use category, products, suppliers with all the other tables also, because one connection is established there. Okay, we will look into it also, that what are the differences and what are the different things. Do we need to use merge? No, Rohit, you don't need to use merge, because here already we got all the relations. If we don't have any relation in between some tables and we need to connect those tables, then we need to merge it. Okay, or we can create a table that can have some common data in between the two, like product ID and sort of things that I shown you last time, that how you can create a different type of table and make a relationship in between the two tables, right? With the sample superstore last time we have done. So this is the tables. Okay, now let's move ahead on the topic that we have, that how we can change the, or we can look into the property of the table and the column. Okay, so the thing is that configured table and column properties. Okay, so let's get into that one. So from here we can't go into the details. Okay, from where we can go to the details, either from transform data option, okay, or you can click on the right click on any table and say edit query. You will move onto the Power Query editor. Okay, so here let's understand with this small table, or you can say order details or orders table, any one you can take, like products. If you want to take in products, you have multiple data types also, that will be more better, right? So let's say here you have 8 tables. First of all, you need to look into the properties of individual column. So we need to get into the view. Last time also we have looked into. So that's your data preview, right? How the data look like. Okay, monospaced. This is the property that you can use to comma separated data, as you know. So for comma separated data, also you can use monospaced, and according to it, all the data that is available in your data set will be on a same spacing. Okay, so why is it so? You can use it to look into the unwanted spaces that are left. Okay, same horizontal spaces are connected over there. Okay, right? So this is how you can look that where unwanted spaces are left, and you can remove that one using the trim function, right? So second thing, so white space you can remove the monospace thing also. Now you have column quality. Column quality shows you how your data is more effectively, or do it have any information about the errors? Do it have any empty things or not, like that? Just a second. Okay, so the errors also we have seen that how the errors are there, what are the different parameters do we have. If we have any empty cells, like here, if I will delete this one, double click on this data, and you can manipulate also this, right? So you can delete this one, copy this one, number the filters, replace the value. Okay, if you will replace this value, click on the replace value, and if I will show it blank, replace with blank, and click on OK. Let's say just the blank. Okay, there is an error. Let's say the 0, and say 0. It is replaced. So this is how you can replace also any value, and you can edit it also, right? So in this way, you can move to understand what are the different errors that we have. Is there any empty cells also available in it? So like this, you can look into the whole data. Do I have any empty cells? So now in this one, you can observe the valid data is 99%, where total empty cells are 1. Okay, 1% is there, right? So you can filter it out and look into it, that where is the null value, like this. So this is the one where you have the null value, right? Postal code is not available, so you can right click and you can add a new query with it, or you can update it. Okay, so this is how you can look into the properties of your particular column also, right? So this is your entire table also. That country, say in employees, you don't have any empty cells. Order details also, I don't think there is any empty cells or error available in this data. It is all clean and ready to use with the analytics and Power BI. Okay, so this is how you have a clean data and you can analyze the different column properties into it or quality of your data, right? Column distribution. Again, this is one property that each and every column contains, right? Distinct values, unique values, how many are there, right? So according to that, you can calculate and you can also see in order details. Here you have 518 unique values and distinct values. So order details ID, these are unique, right? And product ID, there are 4 products in it. Okay, 7 quantities are very unique, which are comes once only in the data, right? So that's the difference. Okay, so what is the column profile then? Column profile have more information about the column. Okay, like in order ID, we have seen distinct value are 196 and 28 are unique, right? Minimum value, maximum value, average, how many odd values are there, how many even values are there. So you can look into it and can work according to it. Direct analysis or direct value distribution are there also, right? So in orders, you can see about the pricing. Okay, so in orders, it is not there. Let's see where it is. In order ID, order details, we don't have. Employees, we don't have. Customers, city, postal code, category, products, we have the price. So you can see what is the variation of your price. So the price 14 have the maximum values in your data. All products that you have the average value or the average price of 28. Minimum value is 2.5, maximum is 263. So you can go with these kind of data. It's okay, I have the average price of my products is 28, right? So the products that are more than this value, how they are performing, are they also working properly with it or not? So that's the thing. Supplier ID also there. So the maximum is supplier 7. The supplier who have the ID 7 place maximum orders also, right? And category ID, you can directly look into it that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 categories are there. So the category 3 having the maximum values into it. Okay, so these are the different things that you can look into your properties of column and table. And this particular part, let me annotate it. This particular will show you all the things about your table. Okay, whenever you click it, you have multiple things to do with your table. Okay, copy the entire table, use first row as header, add a new custom column, and conditional column you can add index column into it, choose a particular column from it, keep and remove particular thing, remove the errors. Directly you can remove if there is some error in your data. Merge and append queries are directly connected over here also. Okay, so this is how a complete information is also available here. Similar things you can find here. When I right click on the products table, I have the properties. Okay, when I click on the properties, This is the property. You can insert detail about this particular table. That okay, this table belongs to this one. This is the particular analysis you are going to do into it, so that whenever you are creating a report of it, then it will reflect with your different queries. Why is it so important? Because whenever you are working on a table, you know, and you have a more knowledge about it, you have the understanding about the table. If you will put some descriptions with it, then whoever after you is using this particular data or project, they have the better understanding directly from these descriptions. Okay, that's why this query properties option is also over there, right? So different things like move to a particular group, you can create a new group also. We will look into it again. Duplicate and references we already seen. You can rename the table. You can directly delete the table from here, right? So these are the different properties that you have with your column and the table. Okay. So could show how it will look like description. Definitely right click on it, click on the properties and say products details with prices. Okay. And whatever you have within it, like prices, unit value, okay, and names. Okay. Then click on OK. Just click on OK. Right. So whenever you will move your cursor on this particular table, as you can see, the description that I placed there is now in a pop-up window, right? Just like that, products details with price, unit value, and the name. Okay, this is how it works, right? Understood? Okay, that's fine. So let's
Sir,
move on. Yes.
Sir, not related to this topic, but I'm just asking because you're also going to teach Python. Are we able to develop any models used in Power BI? Because data cleaning and everything is much easier here than what you can do directly in Python, and you do have the window as well. I'm just asking this for my knowledge.
Definitely, that's right. So what we can do, see, how powerful Power BI is and why it is in trend. That's the reason the question you asked related to. You can connect your servers using SQL, okay, and you can directly do the SQL queries in Power BI, okay, to fetch any data from that servers. Similarly, you can connect Python also with Power BI, and even you can run a complete machine learning models, deep learning models in Power BI with the same syntaxes and same queries that you are putting in Python. Okay. So Rohit says we need some really unclean data and do the data cleaning in one class. Definitely, Rohit, when we are doing the project, the data is so dirty that you will say, sir, there are a lot of data cleaning is required in this data. No column names are there properly. You need to put the column names. Data text are not properly written. Capital, small letter, sequences, particular thing, and creating a new column also. Proper information is not available in that data. So that will be from a real world data that we are going to scrap from the web. Okay, so we have to convert that data as per our requirement, right? So that's why it is required to understand all the features first. Otherwise, we can't clean the data properly. We can't model it in a proper structure. Okay, that's why we are just covering the concepts using a master data and that kind of thing. If I will put a dirty data in front of you, then a lot of things without cleaning it we can't do. So those things will be skipped. We are just stuck on data cleaning part. As I told you, data cleaning took almost 70% time of your analytical projects, right? Once it is cleaned, then just 10 to 15% time duration is required to do the other analysis. Okay, so don't worry, Rohit, that particular experience also you will face to clean that particular data, right? So now I will show you, we will connect the Python SQL both along with here, and I will show you in that particular part also. In connecting the data with the several data sources, it will be in the fourth section, in the fourth domain. We will look into it, because up to that time, you all are also having experience of a lot of features in Power BI. Okay, so this is all about the part that you have related to. Just hold on. Let me look. Yes, configure table and column properties. Now the second thing comes here, the implementation role playing dimension. So what are these role playing dimensions? So let's get back to Power BI here, right? Oh, let me implement it. So after doing any changes or any manipulations in your data, so you need to update it, right? So what is it? It's the product ID. Okay, so go to home page, close and apply. Otherwise it will keep showing you on the top that apply changes or discard the changes. So if you have done any changes, if you discard, it will not going to implement, right? Now here is a question by Rohit initially, that how the things are done in delta schema, or can we change this delta schema to star schema, or we can delete it. So again, it is related to the relationships here, right? So let me zoom it and show you that we have customer ID here, okay, and we have the category ID over there, we have customer ID here, okay. So let me show you one Excel file regarding this particular data that will make you a lot the things clear. Here, these are the 8 tables that you have, okay. The maximum connectivities are with orders table. That is, this particular order ID is connected with order details. Its customer ID is connected with customers ID here. This employee ID is connected with employees here. Shipper ID is also connected over here, right? So just have a look with the orders table, that where we can cross this one. So here we have the orders table, and with category, products and suppliers, do we have any connections? With category, we don't have any value. In products, we don't have any value, and in suppliers again we don't have any value. So how we are going to show this particular task? Let me check. Do we have anything with products 1, 2 and 3? Products, this one, order ID. Okay, with order details we have order ID here, right? And order ID here and product ID here and product ID with products also. Okay, so let's create one more thing here. Like we have what we can do. So the supplier ID we already have here, supplier ID we have here. Okay, let's have with products table. Let's create the employee ID. Okay, or we have multiple things here that two tables we can create. Here what is the relation? That is the order ID. So we don't have any product ID here in orders table. Okay, so let's merge the products and the orders table. Okay, let's see in query tab or over here. Products and the orders table we need to merge. Okay, so let me create one more table here as a duplicate. Okay, product ID and product name. Okay, and category ID also I will keep over here. So product ID, let me remove these details. So white space only, product name, supplier ID and category ID only I need. Other things I need to remove another. Okay, so I will say it as IDs. Enter, right, home tab and close and apply. Let it get applied. Right, the IDs is there. Let's see where is it. So let me check. Go to here and come back to here. I can see here it is the ID. Okay, so the ID is connected one with this one with this one, and one with this one. Supplier ID. So whenever one relation is already there, how I can create the another one. That's your role playing data. So I need to create it like order ID. We have employee ID. Let's merge order details and the orders table, not this one. I just need to create one more relation in this one. Just hold on. So from orders table, I need to create one and need to merge in order details. Okay. Edit query. Okay. So let me delete this one from here. There is this particular part and orders table. I need employee ID in my which table? I need in order details the employee ID. Okay, so in order detail I need to merge. Okay, merge the queries. Let's say how it is connected. So with orders table I need to merge. So that is order ID. Okay, so click on OK. I need to expand it and I just need the employee ID here, right? And this particular employee ID will work now. Okay, let's close and apply. Now let me zoom it because you just need these two to be there. Okay, so here you can see now you have orders employee ID, right? I already have one relation here, that is order ID, and I need to create the another one, that is the employee ID. Okay, so if I will drop this employee ID with this one, right, the relationship have many to many. Okay, so you can just click on OK. Now you can see that there are two relations in these two tables. Okay, one is highlighted, this one. Second is in a dotted line, right? So this dotted line is your role play dimension, role play relation. Okay, how it works: whenever it is required that according to employee ID, if you are doing some analysis, if you are doing the relationship in between these two data, then only it will reflect. Otherwise, it is in a silent mode. Okay, it will not disturb the relation that is created by order ID. That is this one. Okay, and if you want to look into the relationships, you can go to manage relationships on the top. Okay, and click on the manage relationship. You will find this orders, that is employee ID, right? This is not active, right? And all the other relations are active here. You can delete any relations from manage relationship, and you can just active also any relation. If you want the in orders detail or in orders, any other relationship must be active, then you can select or unselect or uncheck from here directly. You can create a new relations also directly from here. Select one table from here and the another one from here. You can find it easily. Okay, so this is the one how this particular combinations of different relationships are created. This is just a role of a relationship. Whenever it requires a particular, when will it get activated? Whenever you are dealing in a data with a primary uh, visualizations of employee ID, or second thing, it is more important or more used whenever you are working in a DAX functions, right? In DAX functions, we are using different column and it's different data from different tables, different columns we are selecting in DAX functions. Okay, so that time, if you are using employee ID as a prime calculator, okay, so that time it will automatically active with your calculation. Okay, just like employee ID multiplied with multiple things. Yes, definitely, Rohit, that's right. Just like the subqueries. Okay, we will have these examples also, because right now we have not looked into the DAX functions. So that's why I can't take the example right here. Otherwise, I will show you in the DAX functions these two relations, how these two are different from each other. Okay, so this is the role play relation, right? So hope you understood that, because how you can create multiple relations. It's a thumb rule of Power BI that you can use only one active role at a time in between two tables. Okay, but if you have multiple primary columns in the both of the tables and you want separately to do the analysis with those tables, okay, that time this particular role play relationships works. Okay, so this is the way you create multiple relations in a single table. Okay, and it is not like you can just create one role uh, relationship. You can create multiple also, but again only one will be active at a time, right? So that's the thing. Okay, if we go to manage relation and make it active, will we both have active? No, it will not. Let's go and click on order relationship activation. It will show you the warning. An active relationship already exists between orders and order details. To make this relationship active, deactivate the existing relationship first.
Sir, but why
Right?
do we need two relations in one table? Uh,
See, whenever you want a relationship, like if you are just dealing with the employees data, right? Like I have multiple things here. Just if I have the employees table, this is the employees table, right? Why I need the order IDs? If I am not working with any orders, I just need the employees analysis. Okay, so I will create two relationships. Just in next part, we will look into it also, that how the different relationships also working. Like this employee table will be using with orders table rather than any relationships with the orders. Okay, so multiple relations are there. Suppose as I connected orders details with the employee ID, and this order details is also connected with the products, right? If this order details having this product ID, I can create one more relationship with the orders so that a better relation with the other product related things also be there, right? Order ID will working as a connection or the relation in between the orders and all the order details, shipping, customers, those things. But more actively, if some other primary key is also there, that can make more effective relations, right? Or two-way, both way connections is there. As you can see in this both relationship, only one way, right? If you will double click on it, I am coming on that part where cardinalities and cross filter section is there. That time you will understand that if we want a different cardinality relations in between two tables, this is the different conditions also, that sometimes we only need many to one and sometimes we need many to many relations. So we created two different type of relationship within it. Whenever we are analyzing many to many parameters, that time your second role play relationship will work. Okay, so let's come to that point, cardinalities point, so that it will be clear that if we have a different relationship, how it helps. Okay, so the next thing is over here, that define a relationships cardinality and the cross filter direction. So this will help us a lot, that let's understand. Here we have two type of relations. If we will check, double click on it, by default many to one and a single connection is there, whereas with this one double click on it, it will show you many to many and both, right? So this is how it works. By default, different cardinality and the cross filter directions are given, right? In both it is working, either towards the orders and towards the order details, both direction it will work. But if I will select the single, okay, then just one table will be as a fact table. In both condition, only in single condition, only one table can be the fact table, whereas in both conditions, both the tables will be working as a fact table, because both tables have an active relationship. Okay, so let's come to the first one and let's see what are these many to many and these kind of things. So here you have the order details and this is your orders, right? Order ID are connected, that is many to one. What is this basically? Here you can see many is related to order details and one is related to the orders. Okay, so if I will interchange it, you will see one to many connection, right? So how it works? What does it mean? Right? Let me show you. The orders table and the order details. These are the two tables which are connected, and many to one, right? Here in orders, you have multiple data with you, right? So in order ID, all the things are not unique, right? In order details, you have a unique value. That is a single value. Okay. Or you can say in orders, there are 10255 having only one column. Okay. One entry is there, but a particular order ID having a multiple information in another table. So many informations are available here with 10250, right? That's why many with order details and one with orders. Okay, a single entry, a single information is in orders, right? And in details, all the values are available, right? And what is single? Single, it means one way connection is there, right? So orders is connected to order details only, okay, and moving towards the order details only. So the information that are available in orders are to be shared with order details also. If I will say both, right? If I will say both, okay, in that case, two-way combinations are there. So multiple things you can use from order details and a single thing you can pick from orders also. Okay, when you use single, your dominating values must be from the orders table, not from the order details table. Okay, similarly, one to one, it means both the tables containing only a single row information about the different details, like 10248 we have. Okay, let me take the annotation so it will be more easy for you to understand. So like this, these are the three unique things. If this kind of scenario is also there in order ID, okay, like all the values are different and having a single row connected, then you can say 1 to 1. Okay, in that case 1 to 1 will work. If the reverse thing is there, which is just now, that is order ID and order ID, if it is reversed, it is said to be one to many. Okay, and many to many, when you have multiple values in orders table and multiple values in order details also. That is many to many. Got it? Understood? Yes, Rohit, that's right. Multiple common columns are there, or you can say multiple entries are there. In orders, if 102483 having only one row, it is 1. If order ID 10248 having 10 entries in order details, okay, with different information it can be, that is said to be many. Okay, unique and a distinct value, that kind of thing also you can say for it. Okay, so that kind of relationship it is, right? And when you have the both sided work with it, it will work in both the directions. Both table will work as a fact table for it. Got it? Right? So this is about the cardinality and the cross filter direction. Okay, so the next thing, that is create a common date table. Why is it so required? Let me show you by creating a date table here. Okay, so let's move over here, right? So from where we can create a date table? Okay, so we have to move into the Power Query editor again. Let's say transform the data. I will go it slowly. Okay, so it's the first time that we are moving in the DAX functions, right? So here we have multiple things. In orders detail, we have shipper ID, order dates also there. In order details, we also have some details regarding it. Customers we have, okay. With products also we have some information. So sometimes when a common date attributes or common date data is required, okay, that time to create a relationship in between the different tables, like we have two different things. Suppose let's take an example that the order dates and the delivery dates. Okay, so it is not important, it is not necessary that the orders that are placed in July, okay, are to be delivered within July only, and the orders that are placed in August will be delivered only in August. So practically, suppose 100 orders are placed in July, and the delivery dates of 90 orders is in July, and remaining 10 orders are in August. Okay, so whenever I am calculating total sales according to order date, it comes 100. But whenever I am calculating it according to delivery dates, in August I am getting 90 orders only. That is somehow the client get confuses that what is going on, why the differences are coming. So to remove these differences, you create a common date table. Whenever you will connect this common date table with your data set, these kind of misunderstandings of data are removed. Okay, so let's create this particular date column. So whenever we need a new table, what we do, we connect a new source. So go to the new source, right? Here we don't have any Excel file. We are not connecting with the servers. We don't have CSV file. We don't have web. So what we can do, we can create a blank query. Okay, a blank query is created, right? Nothing is there, right? But now we will get into the advanced editor of it. Okay, click on advanced editor, then it will open a data source. Query source is here. So just remove and blank it, right? So we will create a small DAX function here. Okay, let me check. Is it possible to zoom it? No, it is not zooming. So you have to look into it. I will copy it into the chat box also. So what will be the function that we will use to create the dates? So that is, we have to create a list. Okay, you have list, array, these two things with you. Okay, so we have to create a list. So list, as you can see, list dot, okay, that is dates, right? Right, this is the list dot dates. Double time list, let me delete this one. So this is the function to create a list of dates, right? Now again we have some multiple things into it. Create this one. Here what it says, what we need to give the instructions about to create the data, because it is not a random dates like that. So what we need to create, okay, start as date, the date from where you need to start, count as number, that is how many entries you need. Okay, stat as duration, so how you want the intervals to be, like if the date is 1 2 3 4 5 like that, or you just need 1 3 5 7 odd values, even values, or what type of increments you need in your duration. Okay, so let's create it and let's see what is the start as date. So here you need to put a hash, okay, then say date, okay, then inside this you need to say your start date. Okay, so it's 2023, so let's go back into the previous dates, right? And previous date, let's say 2019 comma 1 comma 1, first month, first date 2019. Similarly for SQL, comma, next thing. As you can see now, the underline and the bold is under the count. How many days? So in a year, there are 365 days, right? So for 365 days, for let's say for 10 years, okay, so up to next 10 years, because we are also planning for the forecasting. So up to 10 years, how many days are there? 365 0. This much of days will be there for 10 years, right? And next thing, that is step as duration, hash duration. These are the common functions, okay? And for this, you can keep these different functions for as a backup data with you, because many times you will need to create this type of tables. So most of the programmers or most of the people who are working with DAX have their own library of these kind of functions. Okay, so always you don't need to remember what you need to do. And duration, just 1 day, not with minute, with not year, with not month. Okay, So these three things will be there, right? This is the DAX function that you created. Okay, then click on done. As you see, your data is created. All right, so it is in a list format. Okay, and you know, whenever you have a list format, what you do, whenever you import a data, you say just convert it into the table format. So on the top, on over here, first of all, in transform option, second thing, to table convert option. These two things you have to do to convert this list into table format. Okay, so click on to convert table. You don't need to do anything, just click on OK. See, you have a column, right? Double click on it and say date. Okay, and this is in ABC and 1 2 3. You can convert it to date. Data type is also changed, right? And here in applied steps, you can see the variations also, how the things are changing, right? So let me clean it. Now what you have the date. What you need to do, right click on it and say duplicate the column. Okay, now I need the year, just the year into it. So what I will do, right click on it, go to the transform option, go to the year and say year. Just year is extracted here, right? And this is a number one, so calendar is not required. Again with the date, say duplicate the column. Okay, and again right click on it and say transform in a quarter, right? So again you can rename it and say quarter, right? And similarly with the duplicate values, you can transform it into the months also and name of month. I need name of a month. Okay, not 1 2 3 like that. So month. Similarly, again duplicate the column and say I need a week, but week of year. Okay, week of month also you can say, start or end week also you can say. You can say week. So rename it as week, right? And one more thing that you have, you can create with it, that is the day. Transform the day, name of day, Sunday, Monday, because many times you have things that weekends, weekdays, holidays, and up on what day the maximum things are done, at what day my employees works maximum time. So that is your day, right? This is how a new table is created. Okay, with this query also I will rename it as date dimension table, right? Once it is done, yes, could you explain the duration syntax again? Definitely, let me uh, give it into your chat box. Duration is one day you have to move. Okay, so 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and 1 year, like that. That's why 4 things are there. So let me write the code here. Dates. Okay, I'm pasting it into your chat box. Okay, so you can look into it. Just hold on. Yes, it was like 1000. Single date, week, month, and year. That's why four things are there. That's the function. Okay. In advanced editor, you can go for that one. Click on advanced editor. If you want to look into it, it will be like this. So this is the query that we created later on also. So you can look into here again, right? Got it? So after completing this one, what we need to do, we need to move on to close and apply function. Click on close and apply. Okay, date and dimension is there. So you can now see that if the date and dimensions table is now here, this one, you can connect if there is any date data. Order dates is there, right? So here you can use this one. Let me zoom it. Order date with the date like this. Okay, so it is having a relation in between. Got it? So this is how it works, right? So a common date connections are there now. Okay, and if you will want to look into it, the detailing of the date dimension table, here you can see date, year, quarter, month, week, and day. This is how it is all created, right? So this is the thing that we have here. Let's get back and see. Let me save this file. Save as. Let me save this into our data files in the recording, Power BI of July, and here I am saving by 2.1. Okay, data modeling session 1. Okay, so you can look into it, you can download it. All the things will be like the same one. All the data will be also imported along with it, right? So this was the thing with create a common date table. By tomorrow, we will import it after some visualizations and creating some dashboard. Okay, to look into it that how the relations are working, so that a small visualizations will be there, so that we will publish it on online. Then we will look at the implement row level security rules. Okay, so that's it for today. This is